Hello, it's Thursday, November 14th, 2019, and as of this recording, I'm still depressed, but I'm not dead. All right, so you hear that noise in the background? That is the noise of Bruegger's Bagels in Apex, North Carolina. I came back to the location where I recorded this episode just to have some uniformity, I guess, and basically say I suck at getting background noise out. So, yeah, this is a recording I did with my friend Claire. We talk about quite a bit of different things. Yeah, I hope you like it. I hope you can get past the background noise. There's only like 5 people in the store here, but it sounds like there's a horde of folks running around. I don't quite understand the acoustics too much. So yeah, drop me a line. Let me know how much it was distracting for you. Jamulki at gmail.com. All over the internet, Jamulki. Yeah, so that's it. I hope you enjoy the show. I don't blame you if you cut out early from the background noise. But I hope you come back next week or next episode for another tantalizing chat with me, I guess. Yeah, I guess I have a big head today. So let's just get on with the show. All right, so I've got one of my very good friends, Claire, on the line again. Everybody loves it when I talk with Claire.
Oh,
So, hey, Claire, how are you doing?
yeah, I'm okay, thank you. Oh, that's been really sweet, actually.
Yeah,
I'm glad people enjoy that.
yeah. I
Um,
always get good feedback when we chat. So,
I really like that. Thank you, everybody. That's really nice. I always enjoy our chats. It's always really lovely.
yeah. So, how have you been?
Um, Now it's an interesting question, actually, because I've been really up and down a lot recently. At the very moment, right now, I'm actually doing pretty well. I had a personal training session this morning, and
Cool.
I always feel great after that. Always, I think it's the endorphins and all that,
Uh huh.
but always puts me in a good mood. So there's a real contrast at the moment because I've been really struggling a lot recently.
Well,
Um,
what's been going on?
well, I think my medication isn't working for me again, which means that sort of in the past maybe 4 or 5 weeks, my sort of BPD sort of symptoms, as it were, have been coming back
Mm-hmm.
and quite aggressively.
Yikes.
So yeah, it's been really like horrible. Like the first thing that sort of slips is my sleep. I've been on metrazapine, and that is quite good for my
Uh
sleep,
huh.
but and it keeps away things like my hallucinations and my paranoia, my anxiety.
Awesome.
But yeah, which is it's really great, but it's not working anymore.
Yikes. S-
So yeah, I've had a few rough nights where I've not slept at all, and that obviously leads to hallucinations and stuff like that. So
Yikes.
it's not been great.
So, eek. So you think it's mostly your medication that's kind of faltering now, right? Which is pretty common
I think
for.
so. Yeah.
Okay. So what are you doing?
Um.
Do you have a med checkup or something like that?
Yeah. I had one on. What day is it today? Friday. I had one on Tuesday. Yes, I had a med check on Tuesday morning, and he's increased my dosage, which is like he said that's really the only thing you can do now, and just see whether that works or not.
Okay.
So I'm on the highest dose I can be on, and that'll be me over Christmas. So I actually start that dosage today. So
Okay.
I went picked up my prescription this morning. So we'll see, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, so sometimes that's what happens when we go and get our med checks, right? Our
Mm,
doctors are reluctant to change from something that's been working. And
yeah,
sometimes
it's
it
just
works
it's.
out.
Mm.
And I mean, I've talked with folks who, it hasn't worked out. Like they get a little bit of benefit from it, but it's not, it never is again what it once was.
Yeah, it's like that when I was on sertraline. That worked for 4 years, and that was brilliant.
Wow.
Um, I think it was between 3 and 4 years, and that was excellent. So I was so uh, happy and comfortable with where I was with my medication when it stopped working. It's when I really spiraled, and it's kind of what's happening at the moment. Like mamotrazepine has been working, and then suddenly it's not. So I'm spiraling a little bit, and it's really not fun to be me at the moment.
Yeah.
Um, but the things like the gym and stuff, like going to the gym, like I'll be riding on this high all day, so that'd be really good.
Cool.
Um, yeah, I'll probably crash tomorrow, but it's just been really distressing more than anything because my hallucinations have come back and I've not had to deal with them for a few years, and it's really horrible and just not nice.
Yeah. So what? I mean,
uh,
if you're okay talking about, like, what do you hallucinate?
mm,
Is it? I mean, is it like routine kind of things?
well,
Like, is it common or not common? But
I have reoccurring
yeah,
things.
yeah.
I have these sort of shadow people, sort of figures. They're like tall human shaped things, but they've got really long legs and long arms, and I see them just sort of in the corner of my eye. I've been starting to learn to drive again, and I've had to stop again because I keep seeing them running across the road.
Yikes.
Yeah, which is really frustrating because I'm so impatient to pass my driving test. But if there's anything in my head that I'm thinking about, quite often it'll manifest itself into a hallucination. The other night, I was awake and my bedroom has an ensuite bathroom,
Hmm.
and the door opens occasionally, like just because of the wind or whatever. And every time it opened, I saw a figure in the bathroom looking at me.
Yikes.
Um, yeah, it's like horror movie stuff.
Yeah.
So my husband kept getting up, and I've actually swapped sides of the bed with my husband because I was closest to the door,
Hmm.
and it was freaking me out. So
Yeah, I'm
I
sure.
swapped with him, and then I kept seeing there's a mirror in the corner of my room, and I kept seeing something behind my mirror. It's a standalone mirror, like on its own legs, and I kept seeing something behind it,
Hmm.
and it just was horrible.
Yikes. So,
um,
so I'm guessing. So I've never had hallucinations. So, but I'm guessing
mm,
that, like, at first sight, like, it's indistinguishable from what's actually happening from reality. But I mean,
yeah, it's very much part of my
if
reality.
you have a second, are you like after a beat? Are you like saying, "Well, that's a hallucination," but it doesn't necessarily go away, or how do you handle that?
Well, I know that it's a hallucination, but the sort of realization of like me acknowledging it doesn't make it go away.
Okay.
Like, it's still pretty scary. I mean, it's the initial thing is like, oh my god, what the hell is that?
Right.
And
Right.
then I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm hallucinating. And then it's like, yeah, I'm hallucinating, and I want it to go away now, and it won't. We have our washer and dryer in the garage, which is separate to the house. You have to go into the garden to go to put clothes in the dryer.
Hmm.
And the other night, I was taking the washing out into the garage, and I clicked the light on, and I saw something, and I just turned the light off, turned around, and went back into the kitchen and said to my husband, "Nope, you're gonna have to go and do it because there's something in the garage. I can't I
Yeah.
can't go in there."
Yikes.
Um, and even though I know that it's not real, it's so unsettling that just the fact that it's in my reality and is that something my brain's making,
Right.
that frightens me
Yeah.
because it's like, why won't it leave me alone?
Yeah.
Mm,
Wow. I can't even imagine having to deal with that. When one of my hospital stints, I talked. I might have brought this
mm,
up before, but I talked with a guy who heard voices, and like he said, he pretty well understood that it wasn't somebody else, and but like the voices just kept going, and he couldn't stop them. He couldn't control them, but he could not give them meaning and validation.
mm,
Like he still questioned it at times, like because it's still coming from you, right? So like he distinguished between his
mm.
his his inside a thoughtful voice versus these hallucination voices.
Yeah,
um, I don't know. I guess
yeah.
it's
Well,
really it's difficult for me to wrap my head around. um, Like I can see it, like you're saying, go into the
Yeah.
laundry room, like you know it's not
Mm,
there, but it's there, right? So it freaks you out,
yeah.
right? So, ee,
Yeah. I mean, I've not always had these, and it's just like I had to get used to it like a couple of years ago well, a few years ago, I had to get used to it being my reality, and it was just like, oh,
yeah,
it was really hard, and it still is. Never, it's never easy.
yikes. Well, hopefully the medication
Mm,
increase
yeah,
will take care of that for you. That's awful.
I really,
Yeah.
really, really hope so. It's exhausting more than anything. It's and like the hallucinations don't really help with like my paranoia, which has come back as well.
Yeah.
So it's just I'm just having like this weird like moment. Sorry, I keep because I have auditory hallucinations as well.
Hmm.
And now that I've started like talking about it, I can hear something on the other side of the door
Really.
in my office. Yeah, yeah. I'm just a bit sorry if I'm a bit distracted. But it'll go away, I'm sure.
Yeah, and actually, I should say that
Mm.
I am sitting at a Bruegger's Bagel, which is considerably louder than Panera. So everybody, I apologize for the background noise. Hopefully, it's not too distracting, and it's just kind of like a Parisian bistro background noise, like kind of nice, maybe. I don't know.
Oh,
We'll see.
it's very atmospheric. I like it.
Yeah. So excuse me. So I've talked about your podcast on my show, and
Yes, you do. I always love it
how's
when
that
you
going?
mention it. It's going quite well. Yeah, it's I've hit my 2000th download, I think, which
Awesome.
I'm pretty happy about.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm pretty chuffed with that.
Yeah, you're doing good.
Yeah, yeah, thank you. I do love it when you mention it. I'm like, he's talking about my podcast. No, it's going really well. It's been a bit. I've been a bit slow recently with getting episodes up because I have actually started a podcast for my work as well,
Uh huh.
which I have to do weekly. So it's taken up a lot of my time. But the last what episode I did spoke to my friend who is also my vicar, and that's been doing really well. So that was really good.
Yeah, that was a great episode. I enjoyed that a lot.
Oh, did you? Oh, good, good. I'm annoyed
So
that
yeah,
it cut out. Like it didn't record the first 5 minutes, and I was really annoyed by that. But I don't know.
yeah,
I had
but
some new
things
equipment.
happen. So good. So
Yeah,
that's going good, and you're going to the gym regularly. Um,
yeah. I go like 4 times a week with my mom, and then I've got my personal trainer once a week, and that seems to really help. With
that's
though,
great.
yeah, I'm really quite happy with that. The only really annoying thing I said about my anxiety also sort of being ramped up quite a lot is I actually had an anxiety attack at the gym a couple of weeks ago.
Hi, yikes.
And yeah, and it just like it broke my heart because it's like one of my very few safe spaces.
Hmm.
Um, and I had this massive panic attack at the gym, and my husband had to come and pick me up,
Oh,
almost literally on the floor. So that was pretty bad, but and thankfully that's been a one off. So
yeah.
yeah. Mm.
So it's really a mixed bag for you, right? You got these really good things going on, but there's all this other, well, mental
Yeah.
illness, really, right?
Yeah, it's really such a like I said, a mixed bag at the moment. I do have all these great things going on, and then it's offset by all the really like crappy things.
Yeah,
um,
yeah. I'm
and
sorry
I'm
about
about
that.
no, well, I was right when you said about having a chat. I was really really excited by that because I always love talking to you. You always put me in a really good mood.
Yeah. So today ought to be a
Which
super
is
good day
really-
for you. Been to the gym, got to chat with me.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's Friday, which means it's pizza night.
Oh, I'm jealous. Oh, that sounds delicious.
I can't wait. We get takeaway pizza every Friday. I'm just like, I live for it.
So what's your go-to toppings for a pizza?
Oh, well, I usually get a margarita with extra mushrooms and onions and olives because I
See, I
love
don't know if
olives.
we can be friends any longer. That sounds gross.
Oh
That sounds
no,
terribly
you're one
gross.
of them.
Yeah, mushrooms and olives. Hey.
Two of my absolute favorite foods,
Ah.
and it's got to be stuffed crust as well.
Yeah, stuffed crust for sure. Okay, we can be friends.
Oh, phew.
Yeah.
What about you? What's your go-to topping?
I'm just simple. Like I'm just like a pepperoni guy, and like
Yeah.
I don't need a lot. Stuffed crust pepperoni is delicious. I don't go for the vegetables so much. I don't mind like onions, black olives. I can actually do. on a pizza. Um,
Yeah.
Onions, tomatoes, things like that. I can handle, but like if I'm gonna have a pizza and it's like, oh, this is my pizza, then probably just pepperoni, bacon, and stuffed crust. And I always love putting garlic salt on my pizza. So
Oh, I love garlic salt.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So it's just not healthy at all for me. You know, I have the opportunity to put vegetables on it and make it semi decent meal, but no cured meat
Yeah. Well,
and
I'm.
salt and extra cheese.
Yeah.
So
I do like extra cheese and loads of salt.
yeah.
Definitely, always a winner. My husband gets a vegetarian because he's vegetarian.
Oh, okay.
He gets a vegetarian, and it's just like looks so horribly nutritious. I hate it.
Yeah, yeah. I've
Too
actually
much cream.
brought Nora around. She was vegetarian, and then it just got to be too much for her, too complicated. You know, making meals at home and
Yeah.
things like that. Um, but when we get pizza, she was always like five different vegetables on it, and I've gotten her to the point now where she'll eat just about anything. So the kids like meat, I like meat, so we're carnivores when
Mm.
it comes to pizza. So
No, kind of the opposite to me because my husband does all the cooking at home and he's vegetarian. So
uh-huh.
I basically am vegetarian.
Yeah,
Uh,
okay.
but that's just because I hate cooking and I'm not very good at it. So.
Mm. Okay, so
How are you?
what the weekend is here? What do you got going on?
Tomorrow, I haven't got anything going on tomorrow, actually. Most of the family are out, actually, tomorrow. So I've got the house to myself, so I'm pretty happy about that.
Awesome.
Uh, my mum is running a 10K on Sunday, so I'm going to go and
Oh,
cheer her on. So that'll be
yeah, go
nice.
mom. That's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. She's honestly, she's just incredible. She's like my inspiration for a lot of things. She pushes me a lot at the gym, and actually, I'm at the moment just about starting to train for my own 10K, but that's not until June. So
Oh,
baby
okay.
steps.
Oh, good. Look at you. Good for you.
I know, I really hate running so much. Like, I really hate it. But my mum's been like encouraging me to go on the treadmill at the gym,
Huh?
and I have been doing, and I haven't died yet. So
Cool. Yeah, I've got my half marathon coming up in 2 weeks. 2 weeks? No, what is today? Today's the 8th, so 3 weeks.
eighth. Oh wow,
No, two
gosh,
weeks.
that
Oh
sounds so
my gosh,
scary.
2 weeks. Oh my gosh, 2 weeks. That's terrible.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm not even close to being ready for it. And like I thought I was doing good, and I ran 7 miles last weekend, and it
Mm.
felt okay.
Oh wow, that's cool.
I got up in the morning and I did it. It was cold, but when you're running, you heat up pretty fast. And then I had this
Yeah.
plan, like okay, so I ran 7 miles, and then so this week I was going to run like 6 miles, then 7 miles, then 8 miles. Um, and I went out on Tuesday
Wow.
and I barely got 4 miles, and it was just
Oh
terrible.
dear.
And then yesterday I ran six, and it went pretty well in the morning. So I'm thinking I need to, it's not terribly warm in the afternoon, but it seems like just a little bit of kind of sunshine and direct sunshine and heat kind of makes me peter out.
Yeah.
So we'll see. The half marathon's in the morning. So, if I can.
Oh, that just sounds so like scary. I don't think I'll ever be half marathon worthy. I think I might just about do 10K and like maybe just about survive.
Yeah, well, you never know. I mean, you might find that you really enjoy it. I don't know, like if you're going to be like a music listener or a podcast listener or just go without any kind of noise. And there's so many people in
Mm.
the mental health community who talk about running just clears their head and they feel great after doing it. So maybe fingers crossed
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah, I think maybe running, like actually running, like road running or running outside, like versus a treadmill is probably a lot more interesting as well.
Yeah, treadmills are
Treadmills, you don't go
treadmills
anywhere.
are rough.
Yeah, and then I go to two gyms, and the little gym I go to with my mum, the treadmills look out onto the swimming pool, and it's always really weird and awkward seeing people start splashing around while you're on a treadmill,
Yeah,
and it's really hot. The swimming pools are always really hot, aren't they? So it's like roasting in there.
yeah,
Mm.
that sounds terrible. I can't do treadmills. That's for one.
Yeah, well,
That's
I hope that I can do this 10K and feel good about myself because I'm planning on running because the 10K I'm doing is a charity one and you get to pick the
oh
charity.
cool.
I'm hoping I might do it for Mind, which is like a UK mental health
Uh huh.
charity.
That's great. That's awesome.
So
Are you
maybe
doing like a
that'll spur me on a little bit.
Are you doing like a what's your training program? There's like those couch to 10K apps that you can get for your phone and things like that.
I just do whatever my mum tells me to do. Just sort of increasing time and increasing speeds like slowly over the week. So I was gonna do a couch to 5K, but it clashed with the boot camp I do, and I get a lot of the boot camp I do every week.
Hmm.
So yeah, so it's like the mum program.
Okay. All right. Well, just go slow. I mean, you got till June, so you've got a long time. But like, don't overdo
Yeah,
it
yeah,
because
I'm
an
not pushing myself
injury
too
or
much.
like an overuse injury will kind of demoralize you potentially.
Yeah, yeah, I need to get some new like better trainers, like running trainers. But no, I've been doing it like slowly. Like I ran for 35 minutes on
Hmm.
the treadmill the other day, but I wasn't going very fast. I was just a very
Yeah.
light jog. So yeah, baby
Yeah.
steps.
That's great. I'm excited. That's cool. So let's see. I'm trying to think. It's been a while since I put a show out, so I was going to kind of work in some of me, but I don't really like talking about me to other people.
Well, yeah, yeah,
Like
I'd like to.
specifically, like you're on the other end, so talking about me feels wrong.
Oh no, I'd like to hear about you. We've been chatting like on Messenger a little bit, but not actually probably chatted for a while. So I'd like to know how you're doing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm doing all right. I've got next week, so a week from today, it's Friday the 8th, as we're chatting. I have my first therapy appointment with a new therapist.
Oh wow.
Um, yeah, I kind of pulled the trigger on stopping going to see Kara. Um, I had talked about, we had talked about um, how she didn't think she'd be able to really help me with the kind of personality disorder and my lack of emotion and things like that. Like, she's
Mm,
perfectly willing to keep going and talk about stuff, but she thought I might do better elsewhere. And
yeah,
there's the inertia thing, right? Like, so I was already going to see her, so it's easy. She already knows my story, kind of blah blah blah.
mm,
Um, but then I missed a couple appointments, and I was like, well, screw it. I'll just cancel the rest and see if I can find someone else. And in my chat with Kate last week or a week and a half ago, whatever it was,
mm,
she had recommended someone who has trauma experience might be able to benefit me because they might have some
yeah,
insight
yeah,
on kind of that repressing emotions kind of thing. And so I
yeah,
found
yeah,
someone
absolutely.
who treats trauma and other things, and we'll see how it goes next Friday. I'm not too excited about telling my story again. Um,
Yeah, that's what I always like. What I always hate doing when I get a new therapist or start a new kind of therapy is just going through all that again. It's just
yeah,
like it's exhausting.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't. It's not like I hate the story or I'm ashamed or embarrassed or anything like that. It's just like every intake I've ever gone through has been tell this story, right? So like every new psychiatrist, every day program, every blah blah blah, right? It's just the same story, and
Mm,
I feel like it gets so routine that I worry that I'm leaving stuff out. Or um,
yeah.
when I talk about um, when I got my diagnosis for avoidant personality disorder. Um, I had a conversation with the evaluator, who was a trained counselor and all that, and one of the things that notes from him was that like I tended to either I was exaggerating symptoms or I was just terribly good at comfortable talking about them. And I think
Yeah.
that's just I just felt so comfortable, and I'd spent years. I'm really introspective with myself, so like I think I know my symptoms pretty well. I don't necessarily know what to do about them, um,
Yeah.
but so I don't know. I always think about that when I'm telling my story again. Like, do I sound like I'm just making stuff up because I'm so
Oh,
open
yeah. I
about it?
totally like. Yeah, I totally get that. It's like you feel like you should be like wailing a little bit more and a bit more crying and
Yeah,
all that, but you just so you're telling the story that it doesn't like you don't do that anymore. And it's just, ugh. yeah, and I'm the same. I worry about like sort of talking about my past or whatever, and it sounds like I'm like reading it off a notebook or
Hmm.
something, and it doesn't sound sincere in any way.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. So my oldest, okay, I was going to say, so my oldest is going to a therapist. Um,
oh really?
just yeah, not necessarily because of a diagnosis or anything like that. Just kind of, life is stressful kind of thing, right? Um,
Yeah.
and uh, so she had like on her second or maybe third appointment, like her the therapist was like, "Well, I think you're doing pretty well," and she was like, "Oh, hey, hang on,
Oh
it's just I'm not comfortable, you know, explaining everything that's going on. So, give me a chance to let you know
wow.
how screwed up I really am, or whatever."
Yeah. Wow. That's I'm really surprised that they said that.
Yeah, I am too. Um,
Imagine just being signed off like that. You sound fine. Bye.
yeah,
Whoa.
yeah, but she's doing it online, which is pretty cool. Which
Wow, that is
I,
cool. That's
I,
very 21st century.
yeah, I thought about looking into that as I've been looking for a new therapist the past few weeks, but I don't know. I think there's more accountability for myself if I go. I have to get up and go someplace.
Mm.
I don't,
I think doing it online is easier to avoid as well. I think.
yeah, yeah, and so easy to like ditch on what I'm saying. I assume like just send an email real quick. Hey, can't make it. Right, as opposed to phoning
Yeah, and
in
then
and
you just
having to
forget about
talk
it
to
then.
somebody.
Yeah. Yeah, especially if you've got like if you're avoidant personality,
Yeah,
it's so much easier to avoid
yeah,
the screen than an actual person.
yeah.
Totally get that. Yeah.
So, but yeah,
Mm,
I'm proud of her for going. She recognized that hey, she could probably use some help talking to someone. Off she
yeah.
goes. So that's
Yeah,
great.
that's really great. That's really great to hear. That's brilliant. I hope she does well. I really do.
Yeah, thank you,
Mm.
thank you.
I've had I've had a few sort of quite positive things with the therapist I have at the moment.
Yeah.
I've been seeing her maybe 6 weeks now, I
Hmm.
think, and it's been working really, really well actually, which I was not expecting.
Okay, and you're still doing that
Um,
EMDR? Is that did I say that right?
EM EMDR,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, which it's really tough. Like it's really, really tough therapy to go through as you're doing it, and like the couple of days after it can be quite difficult. But managed to really make some quite big breakthroughs, which I wasn't ever expecting to ever
Wow,
do.
that's awesome.
So it's really helping.
Cool.
Yeah, like there's a few sort of things that we've talked about and so we've gone through that I've found very distressing and I can't really think about, let alone talk about. And we've got to the point where those certain things actually get almost no emotional response from me, which is a good
Hmm.
thing. So it's making me feel a little bit more stable. So
That's great.
yeah.
So I know. So we talked about this before, but so I mean, my can you explain the EMDR just a little bit again, like what the process is?
Yeah, yeah, it's yeah, EMDR. It's eye movement desensitization and reprogramming, and basically it's you recall distressing or traumatic
Hmm.
events in your life, and they use sort of your eye movement to basically reprogram your brain into processing it differently, so that it's not as traumatic. It's just a memory, and there's nothing that basically that's it as far as I can tell, like that's what it
Okay.
is, and yeah, it's basically reprogram your brain to remember things just as a memory rather than a physical or emotional
Okay.
response, and it's really amazing. I was a bit like sort of thinking it was a bit hocus pocus at first, but it seems to be
Yeah.
working, so that's great.
Yeah. I mean, I think I mentioned before, like
Yeah.
I like the idea, like you're reliving or thinking about some traumatic event, or it doesn't have to be traumatic, but kind of the eye movement
Mm,
forces your brain to access both sides of your brain, right? So
yeah.
it can possibly help you, you know, think of something differently, maybe more emotionally, maybe more intellectually, or whatever. And
Mm,
yeah, I mean, I like it, but like I don't I think it's not going to work for me because
yeah.
I'm too like I'll be trying to figure it out the whole time and maybe not giving good thought time to whatever the event is I'm trying
Yeah.
to process, right? I'll be trying to figure out like,
Yeah.
hey, how does this really work, or what? And so I think I would.
Yeah, like, overthinking things can like yeah. It's I wasn't really very that impressed with it the first few times because I was overthinking, thinking, am I saying and doing the right things? Is this what
Mhm.
she wants? Is that what she wants from me? But once I started relaxing and getting into it, and it's been very distressing, the like thinking of and reliving certain past experiences. But I can now see that it's actually helping me. So because
Yeah,
these were things that I'd made myself forget, like almost completely. But I found like I was like having nightmares and that kind of thing. It was all coming back. I was like, I really need to deal with these memories. I need to work through them rather than just trying to
right.
ignore them because clearly that's not working. um, so yeah, it's like reprogramming, and it's also like debunking thoughts about yourself that you've had in regards to these experiences. So, for example, things like "I'm stupid" or "I'm weak," and it's reprogramming your brain to
Yeah,
not believe that anymore and to think things like "I'm strong,"
that's
that
awesome.
kind of thing. So,
That's really great.
and
That's
seems to
pretty
be
cool.
working.
A
So I'm really
success
quite
story is
optimistic
awesome.
about that. I hope so. I hope it's a lasting
Mhm.
thing. I hope it's not something that'll relapse because I relapsed when I had CBT. As good as that therapy is, and I love
Uh,
it, it's just not. I every time I've had it, I've
yeah,
relapsed very
yeah.
quickly.
I'm trying to
So,
think of my
mm,
CBT therapies. Like DBT. I think I understand more. I'm not any good at it because I don't access my emotions, and so much of that is like
mm,
opposite emotion and understanding what you're feeling at a certain time and making decisions like based on that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if like there's things in my life that I'm repressing. Uh, there's so much
mm,
that I just flat out don't remember about stuff, right? Um, and like I think I brought it up like
yeah,
when I went to see my mom last time. I went up and my aunt and cousin
mm,
and my cousin's son were came up to visit just kind of out of blue. And so my cousin Jerry, um, Geraldine, she, it made my mom recall that, oh, there was a whole summer when Jerry stayed with us. And like, I don't remember that at all. Like a whole summer of someone living in my house, and I don't remember that. And my friend Scott did the same
wow,
thing. He spent a whole month with us, and that, like, I
yeah,
remember that it happened, but I have no memories of it, if that makes sense. Like,
mm,
so yeah, so I don't,
wow,
there's clearly like
yeah,
big
yeah,
things that
yeah,
I don't remember, and is that I go back to my last attempt, and did I do something
yeah,
cognitively, taking all the medication that I took, or something like that? But I can't remember not remembering before that, right? It's kind of a weird thing to say, but yeah,
yeah. That's crazy, isn't it? Yeah, but I totally get what you're saying though. It's like
yeah,
totally
and
crazy
I assume
that
like those
your
are
brain can
both
work
like
like that.
good experiences, right?
Mm.
Scott was one of my best friends, right? So, but and it,
Yeah, yeah.
if I can't remember those things, what
Mhm.
what bad might have happened that I can't remember? So, yeah, yeah, it's really
Yeah, wow. That's like
yeah,
that in itself is a scary thought, isn't it?
yeah.
Ugh.
So I don't know. I mean, if I could get into that EMDR, it might jog some memories. I don't know. Um,
Yeah, it might do. That'd be
hmm.
interesting. That'd be very interesting.
Yeah, maybe I can get over myself and
Yeah.
just give it a try. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't think it's like quite like that, but yeah. They did want to do hypnotherapy on me, and I flat out refused because that scares the hell out of
Oh,
me.
see, I couldn't do that because I just don't think I don't think I could go under, as they say, right? I don't think I can give up
Mm.
enough of myself to kind of be in a hypnotic state. You know, like the whole idea is
Yeah.
like you have to
I mean,
be,
I'd like to
yeah,
think
you
I'd
have
be
to
the
be willing. A willing participant. I don't know. I can't quiet my mind enough to do that. I don't think.
same. Maybe it's a good thing. I don't know. The idea of someone else having control over you like that just doesn't seem right to me.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know how much
But some people love
control
it.
they really have, though. I mean, but yeah, I get what you're saying. Like, like having someone muck around inside, and you're not necessarily conscious of what they're doing, right? And then you almost have to
Yeah,
rely on, if they record it, or you have to rely on what they say. Like, oh, so we discovered this
yeah.
while we were, picking through your memories or whatever.
I know. Like some things, like you don't want other people to know, and it's just like, ugh. My personal trainer, he got hypnotized, but it was like he was on a holiday somewhere, and it was the entertainment for the evening, and he made him do like really weird and stupid things, and that just like
Hmm.
that doesn't seem right to me. Like that can be abused like that.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know.
Mm.
It's all kinds of fun stuff out there, huh? Yeah, yeah. So I'm
So
taking
I'm
my
really sorry if I'm like distracted and
you what?
like just my sort of auditory hallucination thing is really distracting me, and I'm really sorry if I'm a
Oh
bit
no, that's all
distracted
right.
and
I'm typically
slightly
distracted
oh, it's just
also myself, so
yeah, it was like real.
you know.
Mm.
Oh,
Sorry, it's just I don't know what I can't concentrate very well with it. Sorry.
no, no worries. Don't, no need to apologize. So
Thanks.
yeah, yeah. So I'm taking my youngest off to Clemson University today. She was
Ooh.
yeah, she's going and spending the weekend there as like a um, I don't know, like a talented and gifted kind of program. So she was
Oh,
acknowledged for
that's
her
so cool.
grades and her work at school to be able to go and do this. Um, so it's pretty cool. She's 13 and she'll be spending the weekend, with other people.
That's really, really
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. She's not too
Wow.
excited about it,
Oh,
but
well done to her. That's excellent. Well,
yeah. So yeah, so that's kind of cool. Um, It'd be nice. It's like a 2-hour drive from her house, so actually, I'm looking forward to just kind of being in the car with her and getting to talk to her. And
oh, that sounds really, really
yeah,
nice. Yeah.
yeah. So good times.
Yeah. I miss talking to my dad. Like my dad is my parents are still together, but my dad lives abroad. He lives in Abu Dhabi,
Hmm.
and I'm really close with both my parents. And I really miss talking to my dad, like a lot.
Yeah.
So he's back over Christmas, so that'll be nice.
Oh, cool. Cool. What does he
Yeah.
do that
Yeah.
he's there?
Um, he works in health and safety at various things.
Okay.
I really should know a bit more about what he does, but he's a health and safety manager, and he's on sites and buildings and things, and he's very very good at what he does. Um, but he got a very very good job out there, and my sisters have all got kids, so my mum didn't want to move over there, so she stayed here. My dad went over, and I haven't actually seen him since uh beginning of summer, I think.
Okay. Yikes.
Yeah, so I've
So
not seen him for that long, so I really miss him.
is he? So he's back like twice a year or something? Or
Yeah, yeah, like that, like sort of twice a year. He's back over Christmas for 2 weeks, so that's gonna be really amazing. Because usually he's only back for like 5 days to a week, so
Mhm.
it'll be really nice to see him
Oh, great.
and have Christmas with him, which
Yeah.
will be lovely.
Yeah. That's
Mm,
awesome. That's really good. So
yeah,
yeah. So what else is going on? So how's your I can't even get it, your YouTube work?
it's doing really well actually. I've just realised today is the third anniversary of me starting that job, so
Oh wow!
today's actually I've been doing it for 3 years today, which
Congratulations.
is
That's
incredible.
yeah.
Thank you. We recently, so it's doing really well. Like, for people who don't know, I make YouTube videos about cats for a living. As millennial as that sounds, it's true. And we're doing really well. It's picking up a lot of getting a lot of attention at the moment, and we've just started a podcast about cats as well. So that's quite good.
Awesome.
That's been really fun. Yeah, it's been really fun to do. I do it with my colleague who also makes videos about cats, and we sit for an hour and talk about cats once a week. And yeah, so that's really cool.
Wow. So your livelihood is all like digital social media.
Yeah,
Kind of cool.
literally, like my work is the internet.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
that's wild. But yeah, that's really cool.
it's
Uh,
crazy that that's even a job. Like,
yeah. Yeah. But if
and I've been doing it for 3 whole years.
that's
Yeah,
cool, and I like that you're so into it, right? Like you found something that you enjoy doing, right? Whereas I work to get out
yeah,
of the house to
and
get my life routine.
yeah. Well, I get to work from home, which really helps because I think if I had to go into an office every day or something, I think I'd struggle with my anxiety and stuff. So I get to work from home, which is lovely. And my living environment, like my living arrangement, is that I'm never at home like lonely. So it's
Hmm.
quite nice.
Yeah, and you've got a
Yeah,
little bit. I mean, you've got deadlines, but you've got a little wiggle room because you're working from home, and like,
pretty
hey,
much. Yeah,
I
like
need
I
to
have to
take a
have.
half hour just to
Yeah,
go beat up a pillow and scream for a little bit. But if you're
yeah,
at
yeah. I
a
get like
brick and mortar kind of place, you can't do that.
no, no. You'd get fired or looked at funny, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
um,
yeah.
yeah, if I've had like a bad day, like say I've had a particularly stressful time with editing or something, I just go and play a video game and I just shoot arrows at dragons for half an hour, and it makes me feel a little bit better.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I get to hang out with my cat, so that's pretty good too.
yeah. See, whereas I don't think I'd benefit from working at home. I think I would just be too lazy about it,
Yeah,
right? Like if I don't know, there's something like I said, I work for routine, right? There's thing about needing to get up and get out of the house, take a shower and get
yeah,
dressed and
mm,
put on specific clothes, not just throw on something that's comfortable.
yeah. No, I get that perk of being able to as long well because I do obviously make videos. I have to look presentable, but no one knows that the top I'm
Yeah,
wearing is my pajamas or something.
right,
Mm.
right. Oh,
Well, I get a lot out of it, and
okay.
I do have colleagues and stuff. Like once a month, I go into Manchester, which is where our office is, and I get to see my colleagues for a couple of hours, which is always really nice. And
Hmm.
so I work from home, but I still have colleagues and stuff, which makes it a little less lonely and stuff. So yeah,
Okay, well, like I said, I mean, I've got to get out to Charlotte to pick up my girl.
absolutely yes.
So
Thank you for chatting with
yeah, and I'm a little ahead of schedule, but I fall behind quite
me.
easily.
Yeah.
So this has been great. Do you wanna pimp your podcast one more time? Let
Oh
people know where they can find you.
yes, thank you. If you want to check out my podcast, it's called Exercising Depression. You can find it on most podcast platforms. Just search Exercising Depression and it'll pop up. And I try to do one episode per 10 days, but sometimes it's a bit longer. So just be patient with me.
Yeah, my listeners understand that. I'm not too regular either. So
I tried the regular thing and it
yeah, so that's
stressed me
great.
out. Yeah, thank you.
So that's awesome. So this was fantastic. I
Yeah,
really
thank you.
like talking with you.
Thank you so much. I'm sorry I was
So
distracted. I'm gonna go have a lie down, I think.
yeah, well, no, yeah, you can do that.
Yeah, thank you.
Um, that's cool. So everybody, thanks for listening. I'll add some stuff in post production where
Mhm.
people can email me stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, Claire, thank you so very much,
No, thank
and I hope
you.
you have a good day. All right.